Welcome to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. We are 2 out of 3 brothers watching movies through a rainbow lens. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We are a little bit sad because of the passing of Dolly
icons
and Tim as queer icons in the last couple of days.
That's enough.
But there's other stuff on our socials where we do a little bit of chat about them.
Yeah, but that's enough deaths.
Yeah. And
unless
enough,
like a bad celebrity could die to even things up a bit. I'm not saying any people or world leaders in particular, but that'll get us cancelled. Icons
for our community issue, but that's enough. Well, we can't talk about that anymore because we finally watched this movie.
We did. There's this movie that we've been dropping in various episodes like breadcrumbs and trying to find our way out of a forest. And we watched Jimpa,
because it's on binge.
Now it's on binge. So we finally watched it.
Look, and it was something that we did intend to see at the cinema.
Yes.
But it had a fairly limited run.
Yep.
And non-limited screens. John Lithgow, Olivia Colman leading this film, which is about Olivia Colman is the parent of a non-binary teenager.
Yes.
Who wants to go and visit Olivia Colman's father, John Lithgow.
Jimpa.
Jim. And then as they're boarding the plane, Francis drops that they want to stay in Amsterdam with Jim.
Yeah, forever.
And in probably the most impactful moment for Olivia Colman's husband, he says no, but then they get on the plane and then they go to
throughout the movie.
Amsterdam. And then it's about Jim, who is gay.
Correct.
And lived in Adelaide and was political but limited by Adelaide.
Yes.
So left his wife and daughters, Olivia Colman and Kate Box, and moved to Amsterdam.
Yes, to be more politically impactful.
But also probably more gay.
Probably, because I still think to this day Adelaide's not that gay.
If I had the opportunity to be gay in Adelaide or Amsterdam, I would choose Amsterdam.
Yep. If I had the opportunity to be in Adelaide or Amsterdam, I'd choose Amsterdam.
And so there is that. And Jimpa is old. A couple of years before this movie is set, he had a stroke.
He did have a stroke.
And we find out as the movie goes on that the sister, Emily, played by Kate Box, is the one that nursed him back to health.
Yes.
And now it's almost a bit of like Hannah, Olivia Colman, it's your turn.
Yeah, it's your turn, Hannah. Lift your game. Because she's also making a movie. She's a movie person.
Oh, yeah, I forgot this key part of the film.
Yeah, that's basically why they're there. So she's making a film that is autobiographical about him leaving the family and going. And the whole premise of it is that it was mutual. Well, when he came out as gay, it was mutual and they lived co-parenting together, but not as a couple. And she's trying to get this movie sold and everybody's like, boring. Where's the conflict?
The premise of the movie that Olivia Colman is making, though, is not necessarily about him leaving the family. It's about him coming out and how her parents made that work.
Yeah, it's that's
the problem that she comes up against when she presents that to producers.
Yeah, because everybody thinks that the better story is that there's conflict and it's dramatic and woo. But hers, no, it's like, no, that's not the story I want to tell. I want to tell that these people still made it work as they were.
And it's interesting. I do think that is an important point to make.
Yes.
Because it's a bit like, oh, well, he came out, so it must have ruined everyone's life.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, no, it didn't.
No.
And that's what I want to say in this movie. But producers being producers, they want conflict.
They do.
In a film. And stories are about conflict.
Yep.
Characters grow through conflict to a resolution.
But as we found out during this movie and then became glaringly obvious to the point where we yelled at the screen about it,
Yeah.
she doesn't like conflict in general and avoids it at all costs.
This is potentially one of the most conflict avoidant characters I've seen on any screen ever.
To the point of frustration. Like, she doesn't want to have
Yeah.
a conversation and she doesn't want to bring things up with anybody because
Yeah.
there might be some sort
So
of conflict.
It broadens from her not wanting this conflict in the movie she's making to us as an audience realizing that's because in her life
she doesn't like
she
conflict.
doesn't like conflict, to the point where when they're sitting at the cafe, Jimpa brings something up and she kind of talks around Francis to kind of placate Jimpa.
Yeah.
But then when Francis brings something up, and it's almost like it's a worthwhile conversation, a bit of a debate between Jimpa and Francis about
Yeah.
pronouns and
Pronouns and bisexuality.
bisexuality
Yeah.
and stuff. But Olivia Colman is sitting literally in between them at the table, trying to stop any conflict that could possibly come up by two opposing ideas.
Yeah, and then when Jimpa in that conversation says something offensive
Yeah.
and Francis gets up and leaves, Hannah, I'll keep going with the
Yes.
character names.
Because I wrote it on the board, so I remembered.
Hannah gets up and then goes out and go, why did you do that? That seemed hostile. Like, well, he was rude, so I left. Like,
Well-
it's just an odd thing to say.
But also, he was rude, and you as a mother have set up an environment where we can't have a debate.
Yeah. We're not allowed to, yeah. Yeah.
And modelling as a parent, debating isn't a thing. Because I can't imagine at home.
No.
And
They would never have a conversation.
I've just realised there's a bit of a clue to that early, because when they are on the aero bridge about to get on the plane, and Hannah says to Francis, "Oh, it seems like there's something you want to talk about." Francis says, "Oh, now isn't the time."
Yep.
And the thing to bring up is, "I want to stay in Amsterdam."
Yeah.
And they do bring it up, and the dad says no, and a conversation starts, but then Hannah just shuts it down.
Yeah.
She's like, "I can't do this now."
Yeah.
And Francis
then you
says,
think it's
well,
she's
that's
not-
why I didn't bring it up before.
Yeah, she said you think that she's not doing it then because the timing is wrong.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to have the conversation at that time, but she just doesn't want to have a potentially conflictful
Conflicting?
conflict. It's not
Conflictful,
conflict.
just say conflictful.
Conflictful is not a word,
No,
but
it's
it is
not.
now. Conversation.
Conflict-filled conversation. And so that, in the context of the movie, becomes the conflict of the movie.
Yeah, like
What
you said,
creates the issues of the movie.
like you said, quite poignantly.
Did I?
While we were watching, the conflict in the movie
yeah.
is the fact that Hannah doesn't want to have any conflict.
Yeah.
So her avoiding conflict creates more conflict.
Well, it creates conflict with her not being able to get her movie made.
Yep.
It creates conflict because she can't have a conversation with her child
Yep.
or with her father
Or with her sister.
or with her sister, actually. And then, interestingly, when we do meet Emily Kate Box,
Yep.
that's not her name, Emily, played by
Played
Kate
by
Box.
Kate Box.
Kate Box is like, who the fuck puts tofu in the risotto? Send it back.
Yeah.
She's all conflict.
She's all conflict.
So that was really interesting from a character and a writing point of view,
Yep.
but I think it meant Olivia Colman didn't get to do a lot.
No.
Although there is some acting skill required in holding back.
Yeah, and I think it's good.
And you can see her avoiding that conflict. You can see Olivia Colman's character like physically hurting from trying to avoid conflict.
And I think to juxtapose Jimpa, and being he's just, I'm saying what I want and I give a shit.
Yeah.
And he's just doing what he wants, saying what he wants. His opinions are his opinions and everybody's going to disagree with me, but I'm still right. is very polar opposites,
Yes.
which creates an interesting family dynamic.
And that is Jimpa's thing. And that was, he got very political in Adelaide.
Yep.
And then moved to Amsterdam and still needed to be political. And it was the 80s.
Yep.
Or 70s into 80s, which was a very political time for the queer movements and the gay men.
Yep.
Although at that point, as Jimpa will remind you, there were only gays and lesbians.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's not Lee's quote.
That's not my quote. There were only the LGs, and that's it.
And no Bs.
Doesn't believe in the Bs.
He doesn't believe in the Qs. It didn't seem the Qs
doesn't
he
believe in
agreed
the Qs.
with.
It would be interesting to see if he believes in the Ts.
I think he does believe in the Ts.
But he doesn't really... Does he
the
believe in
Ts
the
don't
NBs?
really get a mention. No.
He does call Francis
Grand thing, which is an interesting way to say it.
But also says she and has to be corrected.
A lot. Yeah.
Anyway, there is, and that is a bit of the conflict between Francis and Jimpa, is that Jimpa he's a progressive man. Obviously, he had to be to do the co-parenting, open relationship, raising the daughters, and then to be so political. So he's progressive, almost very strongly, but was kind of left behind into what now is happening.
Well, Lee, he's progressive, but he's not progressing.
Oh, good.
Snaps. That was fucking. Can you get? Well, where's that on the t-shirt? That's up there with
Jimpa. That's the Jimpa t-shirt.
Yeah, that's up there with the
Suspenses in the silence. I agree. He will be saying he is progressive, but he's missed that things have moved on.
Yes.
And I think that's an interesting comment that the movie makes. He pushed to get to a point where he is comfortable, relatively comfortable, but is unable to acknowledge that it's not a current environment where his, quote, grand thing is comfortable.
Yep. I agree.
And it's very interesting for him to basically be saying, if you just said you were a female and said you were a lesbian, you'd be happier.
Yeah, that was odd.
To a grandchild when you then 10 minutes earlier in the movie had all those badges of the political slogans that fought for gay rights and gay recognition.
Yeah, there were bits of it that didn't add up.
Well, I think that's the main thread of Jimpa versus Francis is he did all the progress, but he's struggling with this next bit of progress.
Yeah.
That will allow them to be comfortable as a young person now.
Yeah.
Which also goes with the not believing in the bisexualness when Francis hooks up with the student from the university.
Yes.
Which was an interesting comment.
Yeah.
And it was there. And I think it was another one of those scripts that didn't push it. It just kind of put it there. And then you can think about it.
Yeah, it was interesting. But then it was, because then it also creates another moment for Olivia Colman not to have any conflict. Because then your 16-year-old child has just gone off in a field and had sex with a stranger in Amsterdam.
Well, if you're going to have sex with a stranger, Amsterdam's the place to do it. Maybe.
And then Olivia Colman's like, if that's what Francis wants, that's fine. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
meanwhile,
really?
the dad didn't even know about it.
The dad, we'll get to the dad.
Yeah.
Maybe on this next point. Because there's a few things we've said about the writing and the characters. The
Yes.
thing that I left with was that of all the characters or the main characters, I didn't really find many of them likable.
The one I liked the most was the girl that Frances hooked up with
Yeah.
and her partner.
And yeah. They were good.
They were good.
Jimpa was sometimes good, and then at other times like, dude, shut up. And then Hannah was annoying.
In conflict
Just
avoidance.
have a conversation, woman.
Yep.
And then Frances was fine.
Frances was fine. Emily
Annoyed me.
Box?
No.
No?
She came in and just was like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, no. And the dad, useless.
we've written the names, and I'm bad at names, but you couldn't either remember the name of the dad.
It's because he didn't need to be there.
I said before, I think the most impact he had on the story is he's the one that said no to Frances staying in Amsterdam.
Well, because when questions were asked, like big life questions, like, can I live in Amsterdam by myself as a 16-year-old with my nearly dying grandfather? Olivia Colman was like, I don't want to have a conflict-full conversation. And the dad's like, no. So he's the only one actually kind of willing to make a decision. And
the other thing, which was the two things that he did, was correct Jim's pronouns.
Yeah.
Which Hannah didn't do.
He probably said about 100 words. That might be generous in this movie. The majority of them were no and they.
Yeah. And it was not even, it was like Jimpa and Hannah and Frances are here. Daddy's over there in the kitchen and Jim says she, and from the kitchen you just hear they, and he goes, oh, they.
Yeah.
So
he didn't need to be there.
He was very noticeably absent when Jim went into hospital.
Oh, that was hilarious. But not hilarious. You know what I mean? Because the Jimpa's
We turned to each other and we were like, where's the dad?
Where's the dad? And then they went and got lunch. And I was like, he had to save the table.
He's saving the table at the cafe.
Yeah.
But
because
the whole
Emily's
family,
partner was there.
Emily's flown in from another country.
We can't remember where.
I don't think they said where. London? No, because Hannah's going anyway. She was in another country and made it to the hospital.
Yep.
And Hannah's husband is staying in Jimpa's house, but didn't go to the hospital.
Yep.
Maybe that's the conflict he doesn't like, hospitals. He does all the other conflict, but he can't do hospitals.
Yes. Okay. That's fine.
No, I just think he should have been there.
Yeah.
I think that was
they have it's not like he's new.
I think that was an odd thing to do.
It's not like he's the new boyfriend.
No.
That Jimpa doesn't know.
Yeah, Frances is 16.
Yeah.
And he's their father.
Yeah.
And he will know Jim. Another odd thing was the casting or the setting.
Okay.
So, either, why is it set in Adelaide?
Yep.
If you are going to cast John Lithgow and Olivia Colman.
Yeah.
Or, if it's set in Adelaide, why not cast not even an Australian actress, someone that can do an Australian accent? We love Olivia Colman, but
the accent wasn't great.
She, at some points, I'm not sure she was doing an accent.
You know what? I feel like she wasn't doing an accent. I feel like there were certain words that she was focusing on to then make it sound like she was Australian.
Yeah,
because she still just sounded like Olivia Colman.
I kept trying to listen for some line of dialogue that said she lived in London for a number of years, and that never came.
No.
But then when Emily, played by Kate Box, who we loved in Deadlock, who is Australian, rocked up, she just is Kate Box.
She's like, there's our dad.
Acting, but she's Australian.
Yeah, so it's... it makes like Emily's accent harsher.
And it makes Olivia Colman's English accent more obvious.
Because John Lithgow...
She's obviously less Australian when Kate Box is them being more Australian.
Yeah. So John Lithgow's wasn't great. It had moments where it sounded like but he has been living in Amsterdam for ages, but then it's not like his accent was then also a little bit Dutch. It was
American.
It was American-y, English,
Australian.
Australian. I don't know. It was like Nicole Kidman or something.
I was disappointed by the lack of Australian accents.
There are plenty Australian women around Olivia Colman's age that could easily have done this film.
Can I tell you one straight away?
Yeah.
Kate Box.
Well, there you go.
Kate Box could have easily... And if you'd switched those roles... the role is very small for Olivia Colman to play Emily.
Yeah.
But if you say...
She's coming from London.
Emily moved to Amsterdam at 15, lived with Jim for 3 years, and then has been living in a European country.
Yeah.
Easily make that London. Olivia Colman's accent explained.
Yep.
But Kate Box, despite moving to Amsterdam, Kate Box's character, when she was 15, has an Australian accent. Kate Box is a very talented actress and could have done this part.
Yep.
But there are a lot of very good Australian actors in their 50s.
But I get with Australian movies that are trying to get a bit more not notoriety.
But I want
that they get bigger names, but I just don't always like that when it takes jobs away from Australian actors.
Yeah, I'm a bit torn on this because at the same time as I love Hugh Jackman doing all that he did, Chris Hemsworth doing all that he did, and essentially American accents. And we watched
not so much for Chris Hemsworth.
So much Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
And I was about to say, we watched Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge last night. Not so much accents for Nicole Kidman. But them getting all those roles playing Americans, it's then possibly a bit hypocritical for us to say don't cast an English woman as an Australian. But what I am saying is at least cast an English woman who can do an Australian accent.
Yes. Or Jinx.
Or explain it away a bit, like Taron Egerton's accent in Apex. She was like, I moved here when I was whatever. That's why some words still sound English.
Yeah.
Which is just probably they got into production when it's like, Taron, there
It's
are
not
some
quite
words
working.
that sound English.
Yeah.
Let's just add this line here.
Yeah.
So I think, but in terms of draw, this is not hey, this has got Olivia Colman and John Lithgow. Village Cinemas, show it for 3 months.
Yeah.
It's shown at Cannes.
Yeah.
Like, and MIF and Melbourne Queer Film, like those, it's a festival film. So it can be, I was going to say Rebecca Gibney, but she's doing Millionaire, so it couldn't have been her. Lisa McCune.
Well, why couldn't it be like Rachel Griffiths or Toni Collette?
Oh, Toni Collette.
Rachel Griffiths would have fucking nailed that.
Golden Globe winner.
Why couldn't it be
Toni Collette, Golden Globe winner.
Why couldn't it be Deborah Malman?
Logie Hall of Famer.
Why couldn't it be Claudia Carvin? There's one from the...
Yeah.
I don't know what she's been doing lately, but you know what I mean?
Something. Anyway.
She's always doing something.
There's plenty of people that it could have been, and then John Lithgow is enough. Because John Lithgow is like on Broadway at the moment being nominated for Tonys. So acting-wise, he's enough.
Or a gay man.
Well, that's a topic.
I think Ian McKellen was busy.
Too old.
Derek Jacobi was around, surely.
Not the right vibe.
Yeah, that would have made it too Shakespearean.
But
that's all I think of when I think of Derek Jacobi is something that's Shakespearerean.
Yes, that's a thing.
Yeah.
That it should have in this day and age.
Well, when so much of the undertone of the movie is he's a big activist and very political, and that a lot of what he's saying and a lot of what Francis is saying is very, this is who we are, this is what we're doing, then, okay, great. Thank you for straight hetero-splaining that to me, John Lithgow.
Yeah, you're right. He did dance a lot because John Lithgow is against dancing.
He is famously against dancing.
in Footloose.
That's why he left Adelaide. Because they wouldn't let him dance.
And that's why he became Lord Farquaad.
And that's why he moved to the planet...
Wherever he was from.
No.
For Third Rock from the
And
Sun.
that's why he was Winston Churchill.
Oh, he was.
In the start of The Crown.
The start of The Crown. I just thought that was a bit odd in the casting.
Yeah.
Or the setting.
Yeah.
Make it set in some not... But if you set it in some little not American town...
Yes.
John Lithgow's American accent is fine.
Yep.
Olivia Colman, I don't know if she can do an American accent, but then you can cast a big name of American.
Yeah.
I didn't think it needed to be set in Adelaide, although it is an Australian film.
Yeah, but then...
How is it an Australian film?
There was not one bit that was, other than me going, oh, that's Adelaide Airport. There's not any other bit that was identifiably in Australia, because they're only in Australia for the first 15 minutes of the film.
Yeah, and the flashbacks.
Yeah, but that could be, they
could be
weren't
anywhere.
and they weren't outside. They were inside somewhere.
And there's a couple of scenes where you probably look and there are the eucalyptus trees in the background, but there's eucalyptus trees
There
around
are
the
matte
place.
paintings you could do of eucalyptus trees.
AI.
Australian artists have been doing that for generations.
I'm not suggesting AI.
They make placemats out of them. Sorry, that was weird.
Yeah, you just put like a green screen and then put the placemat there.
Yeah, and there's a man from Snowy River right behind you.
There's a set at the op shop down the road.
Yeah.
Can I mention another odd thing, or do you want to mention this very odd thing that's in capital letters on the board?
This is probably where I was watching the movie and went, I think I'm done.
Okay, if you haven't seen the movie, you probably have, because we're the last.
No, if you haven't seen the movie, we'll pause for 10 seconds and you, listener, viewer, have to guess what moment we're going to be like, the fuck, ready, and stop. Okay, that was enough. You didn't need 10 seconds because it was when Francis and Hannah had a bath together.
50-something-year-old mother
and the 16-year-old
child.
Yeah, having a bath together in Amsterdam in what the fuck?
So
that was weird.
There was a, and it just kind of happens, right? They cut to this scene and we see Hannah sitting in the bath looking pensive.
Yes.
And then before Hannah says anything, we hear Francis's voice. And first I was thinking, oh, maybe they've just come into the bathroom.
Yeah.
Or they're sitting on the edge of the bath, Matt Damon, Jude Law style.
Yeah.
Not peeking through,
not looking
Barry
at his
Keoghan,
ass.
Jacob Elordi style.
No.
And then we
Although
change, and
that
then
scene
we change
in Talented
shot,
Mr. Ripley, isn't it? Yeah.
and they are sitting at opposite ends of the same bath.
Correct. Why? Then what made it worse, Lee?
It happened again.
It happened again.
So 2 days in a row, they've had a bath together.
And can I say, throughout the movie, you don't see anybody. It's not like bathing or having a bath or even a shower. You don't see anybody have a shower. It's not like that was somehow part of any story.
And it also
So
wasn't,
why?
but it also, the conversation they were having was not related to their bodies.
Or to bathing. So why couldn't they just have had it in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Or had it in...
By the canal, like they have so many of their other conversations.
Or you walk in and you have to wake Francis up and then you just lie in bed. And then later on, they're lying on the floor and they hold their hands. Why couldn't you just had a line on the floor? I just didn't understand it. It seems stupid and unnecessary to me.
Yep.
And it was confusing and dumb.
Yeah, I agree. If the person
we
who
end on
wrote
that note?
Jimpa is listening...
Can you just let me know why?
Because the other two bath scenes I mentioned have a point. The point is Matt Damon wants to look at Jude Law in the bath, and the point is Barry Keoghan wants to look at Jacob Elordi in the bath, who doesn't.
Well, and
There's no
none
point.
of those are confusing because plenty of people want to look at those men in the bath. That seems creepy, but that's just my way of saying that they're
But
very attractive.
there may be plenty of people who want to look at Olivia Colman in the bath.
Yeah, but
But that probably shouldn't be shared with their child.
thank you. Their underage child.
I'm not judging families that are close and are okay with being nude, but also
I am.
there are.
I'm judging families that bathe together.
But also, I'm judging families that bathe together. I'm saying
Families that bathe together,
if
stays together.
Olivia Colman's in the bath, if Hannah is in the bath, because otherwise it sounds like I'm saying Olivia Colman bathes with their children. If Hannah is in the bath and Francis comes in to do their morning brushing the teeth or whatever,
Brush, yeah.
okay, fine. But they're also on holidays. So it's not like, come on, both of us have to have a bath and we've only got 10 minutes before we got to get to work and school.
Yep.
And the bath wasn't rushed because they sat in there and had a whole conversation.
Yeah, so she avoids conflict, but she'll more than happily have a bath with her child. Just weird. Anyway, I don't want to end it on that note.
Odd. We won't end it on that note. We'll end it on another confusing note. Do they all go back to Adelaide?
I have no idea. Does she make her movie?
Do they stay? I don't like, and I was going to say what happens to the house, but then that's getting into a bit of the estate thing.
Did Olivia Colman pull the plug while Emily
was in bed?
wasn't there?
Yep.
So didn't wake her up and go, we're gonna do this now.
Yeah.
Because if she's gonna avoid conflict, she did it so she couldn't disagree with her. If she's not there, because then if Kate Box goes there, she's gonna be like, no, keep him alive. Blah blah blah.
No, because I think Kate Box was
unplugging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think when they had that conversation of, remembering Dad, and Olivia Hannah didn't want to be part of it so much that she was almost in the next room.
Yeah.
Emily was talking like Dad's already dead and we're having memories.
Yeah.
So I think the decision was made that if Dad wants to go, we're going to do it.
Yep.
And then Francis asked Jimpa, are you ready to die? One hand squeeze.
Hands. Yeah.
That's when you ring Emily
and go, I'm doing
and
it.
say, we're doing it. Come in.
Yeah. Because if our dad was in that situation, you did that and didn't tell me, I would never talk to you again.
And I would think that's fair.
Yeah.
But also I would not do that.
So if our podcast stops...
Yeah, if next week... No, Dad's not pulling the plug. We did, though, have a conversation about when you and I can pull the plug on each other.
Oh, give me 3 days. Give me 3 days. I'm not taking up a bed for somebody that might be able to actually get over what they've got.
I said, if you visit me 3 times and I forget who you are, done.
Yeah. Why? 3 days, 3 times? That's weird.
3 is a magic number. Isn't that a song?
No, 1 is the loneliest number.
We are 2 out of 3 brothers. So if there's 2 out of 3 forgets, don't pull the plug.
Okay.
So it can go forget, remember. Forget, remember. Still keep going.
Oh, so it has to be three in a row.
Visits.
Fucking hell. Okay.
And it's recorded now and it's on the internet.
Great.
So,
in posterity.
Yeah. If you pull the plug on me early, my lawyer can come back to the Rainbow Popcorn YouTube channel and sue you.
For what?
I don't know. Killing
your
me?
estate.
My estate. This is it.
No, well, half of this is mine.
The 2 lights and that camera.
Anyway, so what are you rating?
Okay.
Jimpa.
How many conflicts out of 5 am I rating it?
Yep.
3.
Yeah.
Because it also...
I feel like we just trashed it, but it was a nice story. There were good moments. The acting was very good.
Yes.
Some of the dialogue for me was a bit... that's what? Why are you saying that? But overall, it was good, but it wasn't great, and it was a little bit disappointing.
And I think, it was nice, and it was good to see different family stories, different family makeups.
Yep.
A different... And even though Olivia Colman's character didn't make her movie, this is a movie about Jimpa leaving the family and it being okay.
I think she did. She does make the movie.
I think she will. But
there
this
was
movie,
hand squeezing.
not the movie within the movie, this movie is a story about a man coming out at a time when it was very difficult for meant to come out.
Yep.
And it being okay for the man and the wife and the children. So that, I think, is a good addition to the annals of queer stories
Great.
with two ends.
Yep.
So I'm giving it a 3 because the stars are coming off because of the accents and...
The bathing.
The bathing.
Mine's one star per bath.
So if they had taken the bath scenes out, you would have given a 5?
No, I would have found something else.
Half a star off for each
Star
bath.
for each bath.
Half a star off for the accent. And
Half a star off for...
It could have been more.
I just found Olivia Colman's character annoying. And her being... I was going to say
that's
the main
probably the
character,
point.
but for me, the main character is Frances.
But if we're looking Oscars, which we're probably not,
Lead actress is
it's Olivia
Olivia,
Colman.
and then supporting is everybody
And
else.
supporting, Jimpa's not a lead,
No.
but there's no lead.
Mm.
I liked Richard.
I didn't really.
I also thought it was unnecessary for them to be in an open marriage.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Anyway, we could keep going, but we shouldn't.
We can. No, let's not. That's it. 3. You
Three.
go 3.
Yeah.
Okay, we agreed. That's how very not Margaret and David
I
of us.
know. I'd love
What
to
should
know
we
what they
watch
think
next
about
week?
it. Clue and 9 to 5.
Okay,
For
Clue,
you.
9 to 5, Muppet Treasure Island.
I haven't seen Muppet Treasure Island, so maybe I'll watch that
and
one.
Beverly Hillbillies.
Happiness is hard to find. Yeah.
If anyone, a viewing of it is hard to find.
Yeah.
If anyone has a DVD of Beverly Hillbillies,
I'm going to go to...
get in touch. We'll
I'm
borrow
going to
it.
go to the op shops.
We'll get on the hunt. Let's host a DVD swap meet this year.
We should.
I'm going to do it. And I'm going to pick the date, 13th of December, just in time for Christmas. So if you have discs, physical media,
We just decided that live on air.
yeah.
I don't
did.
even know if we're free.
No, we are. We're booked. And I'm going to pick
Booked
a
and
venue, Littlefoot, Kitchen and Bar in Footscray. All right?
Let's hope everybody's available.
And if there are physical medias that you don't need anymore, say you have 2 copies of Kill Bill Volume 1, but you don't have a copy of Kill Bill Volume 2,
Say you've got a VHS of Save the Last Dance.
bring your extra copy of Kill Bill Volume 2 and you can swap it for something with someone else.
Yep, love it.
And if you've got a Beverly Hillbillies, come and Brett will buy you drinks.
I'll just buy it. I'm not giving you... Well, I might have something to spot. Actually, don't. Anyway.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. As well as that event, we have social events coming up and we also have screenings coming up, including next weekend, the first of our Rainbow Popcorn's Origin series.
Yes.
Link in the show notes or on the socials or rainbowpopcorn.media/live. Rate, subscribe, like, follow. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Lee.